Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Berry Stalker Podcasts. It is March 6, 2023, Monday, and we do the disclaimer, use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for legal standard, the proximate cause legal standard, the reasonable, prudent individual standard, and I assert all constitutional rights, including but not limited to equal protection in the applications of state law and federal law that protect me from coercion, being bullied into being sex trafficked, starved, deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce, grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with commerce and contracts with intent to coerce, witness tampering, obstruction of justice, perjury, Violence Against Women Act, stalking, hacking, peeping, all the laws that prohibit that conduct because it's disgusting and offensive to a civilized society. People do not like monsters, Mr. Perry, and they do not like you. We have no problem, Calvin, Lucious, getting what you just said because of it. So we do these to kind of document what they're doing, what they're talking about doing, and then when they do it, we can go, well, I told you so. Now we've got them on malicious intent and malicious aforethought. That is the goal. The goal is to put you in jail because you're breaking the law and causing great, profound, catastrophic, horrible loss to other people. And you do not have that right. Mr. Perry always wants to tell me how he feels. I feel, I want, I think, I need. No one gives a fuck. Listen to the words, Mr. Perry. I don't give a fuck. No one does. What about how Jacqueline, Jordan, and Matthew feel? That you're embarrassing them with this? What about how you've abandoned them to come destroy people in Oklahoma? You don't live here. Nobody invited you here. I came here to be with my family and get away from you. Everybody's sick and tired of you. You need to really understand that. As much as we quote you bitches, why do you think you have a choice when you're told you better stop? You don't have a choice. Fuck the hell off me. When you do the crime to me specifically, you get caught. And only when you do the crime to me. Why is that, Calvin, Lucious, David, Gipetto, Charles? Why is it different when you do it to me? You act like you fucking don't know what people are saying to you, all of you. When you commit the crime against me specifically, you're getting caught like never before in your lives. Charles, you are a fat, lazy turnoff. You need to get off your ass and go work. And go be normal and stop bothering me and everybody else. I don't give a fuck what you think. No one does. No one asked you. It is unbelievable that you think anybody cares what you think. Nobody asked you, did they? You were not asked, Connie Curry. What we asked you to do is fuck off and leave me the hell alone. Get the hell out of my life. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to help you. We all want you gone. Everybody is sick and tired of y'all. Everybody wants you guys gone. That's why we can get information and you can't. You're monsters. People don't like monsters. People don't like crime. Biden just signed on with it to support a GOP crime bill because people don't fucking like crime. What delusion do you bitches live in that you think they'd like yours? You guys are just not all there, are you? Elevators don't go to the top for all of you. Mr. Perry has Huntington's disease. You know how we found that out? People got pissed off at him putting me through hell and told on him. Paranoia. Huntington's disease causes paranoia, delusion, psychosis, and hallucinations. The bitch is so crazy, he sees things that aren't even there. You can tell. And it causes impaired cognitive reasoning. He can't put two and two together to save his life. Cause and effect. When you do the crime to me, and only when you do the crime to me, you get caught every fucking time. Right, Calvin? You got it too? You're bald and fat. You know how we found that out? You pissed everybody off trying to ruin me. You know how I got Lucious's name? You and Gipetto's name? You pissed everybody off trying to ruin me and pester me and torment. Right? You guys are stupid. It's unbelievable. So, we've been getting more in today, all fucking day long. Right now, I guess the agenda is we have to prove definitively who it is helping her, telling her everything we just said. Like she's not been broke enough. Once she's broke enough, she'll leave the state of Oklahoma and do what we tell her. You told all these people you interfered with commerce and you interfered with contracts and I owe them money. And the guy out in Manford was one of those people. Car guy. The thing with the car is they kept talking about taking my car, and they kept talking about taking my car, and they kept talking about having me pulled over. We got a whole album here on that. I'm pulling me over. Have the cops pull her over. Have the cops pull her over. Over and over and over, they talked about it. See, here's the thing. We only need one to prove malicious intent and malicious aforethought. Only one, David. We don't need 100, Calvin. And y'all have the same conversation over and over and over and over. You guys something's wrong with you if you need to repeat the same thing that many times. And we have to repeat the same thing for you this many times. You guys fucking, something's wrong with you. That's not normal to be that stupid. Everybody else remembers it the first time you said it. If you can't, there's something wrong with you. So we got, look, a whole fucking album on pulling me over. And they did it anyway. And so now we got traffic court on May 2nd, which they tried to interfere with that too. They tried to go ahead and usurp the court and have my driver's license suspended, I guess. They want and we've said that. They want my computer. They want my driver's license. They already stole my social security card and my birth certificate. They had my social security card stolen from my work. They had it stolen from the dressing room at Sensations where I worked at the time. My guys told me they're gonna get it. Get it out of your wallet. And I forgot. And he calls me and he's like, you fucking forgot, didn't you? And I was like, I did. Why? They're talking about it. They got it. Okay, then it was the night of Lucky's procession. They had somebody break into my storage unit in Manford, and they stole the birth certificate. Well, those two things, you can go get another one. Driver's license, they've had to have that stolen. They've tried to have that stolen too. I fucking have, everywhere I go, I gotta take it in the shower with me. I can't even leave I have to stick it in my sock. I can't leave the thing anywhere where anybody can get to it, even for a second. And then you wanted to have me pulled over and you wanted it suspended. And we all know that. Because you talk about it all the time, Calvin. Bald fat Calvin. When you do the crime to me, bald fat Calvin, then you get some people with a hell of a lot of power all pissed off at you, who have connections with people inside your criminal organization, and or wiretap order something. I'm not in the loop on all the details on that, but in general, you know what I'm talking about. Most people would. And so they get what you just said you're trying to do to me. On the day before they actually had my car taken away from me, I just got it. The day before, actually what happened is I was driving a car that had a very low radiator, and every time you fucking hit a bump, it would hit that radiator and make a hole in it. So it was still working, but it was leaking antifreeze a little bit, just a little bit. And then I went down a hill and up a thing and banged it up good, and it just finally busted it open. Well, somebody, Mr. Calvin, believes that you did that on purpose because y'all hacked my Dasher app. I was door dashing at the time, and that you knew that was going to happen. So you had somebody order. Sonjay does the hacking, right? Your guy Sonjay. You had somebody order on the street that there was this big dip thing, and you did that on purpose to ruin my car because y'all are obsessed with taking my car. And Mr. Perry told I've said it so many times, Mr. Perry, only one time, everybody else remembers it. Only once. There's something wrong with y'all if you have to have the same thing repeated, or you're repeating the same thing over and over and over. Something's wrong with you. You need a nurse. So we have a bunch of them talking about taking my car. This started here when I was in Manford, 2019. It isn't legal, but I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. That's the last highlighted sentence there. Look at the date. See, the dates are important because we always get it before. You planned a crime against me. You talked about it. And then you did it. And that's not what people do, Mr. Perry, who are trying to get somebody to fall in love with them. Stupid. That's what you do if you got a mommy issue. Your mommy humiliated you. And you just, it's your excuse to fail. You can't be normal. It turns you into a sex weirdo. One of the guys at my work when I was dancing, he said that. He was like, I don't, where do you live, and blah blah blah. And he goes, you girls have to be real careful on. I don't tell people where I live. Never have, never will. And he goes, wait, do you girls have to be real careful on when you tell people about telling people where they live. And I'm not trying to get specifics. I just, in general, like, what part of town do you live in? And I said, I'm not even going to give you that information. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. And I go, I have a stalker. And he goes, oh, yeah, I can imagine you might. He goes, let me guess, child abuse, sex weirdo. And I said, yep, that's it right there. Supposedly child abused. We don't even know if that's true. Mr. Perry can't tell the truth about anything. So when he's gone around and told people, oh, I'm like I am because I have my cousin molested me when I was 6 and until I was 8, and then she got a boyfriend, and then my parents got divorced and we moved away, and then it just made me weird. I mean, I liked it. I just think about it all the time, and I liked it. You when you're a little kid, you can get a hard on, but you can't, ejaculate, and so it causes pain. I like pain now. He actually says that. And forgive the vulgarity, but this is a sex crime that they're doing to me. Sex trafficking, sex exploitation, voyeurism. So, causation. What makes gosh, I'm reading a book by the guy who helped found the profiling division at the FBI, and he's got a whole book on sexual homicide, like BTK, and his was also sadomasochistic type stuff, like torture, and like, what the hell makes somebody want to do that? It's not, that is not normal. What in the fuck makes a person do that shit? They have a whole field of study called criminology that helps professionals in law enforcement and the study of crime prevention, try to understand what in the fuck is wrong with someone that they would act like that, because other people don't. And we don't have to try. We don't have to sit down and think about it. We don't have to, take a pill, nothing. We just don't act like that. So why are you? Why are you? So I did, I'm actually in college for criminology, actually. I'm criminal justice. I'm about to start my 4th year. I have a 3.6 GPA. I had a 3.9 GPA until Perry found out about it, and him and Lucious and Calvin and all his little crew of weirdos sat down and had a meeting, and how can we make her fail? They do that all the time. A bunch of men trying to make one woman fail. Doesn't get any more lame and pathetic than that. So, anyways, so we got all this pullover bullshit. So they have my guy tells me the day before, they just talked to Brandon, and he said that he would contact them the second you came out there. What it was is the Flying J. They have showers. Remember, Mr. Perry kept threatening to make me homeless. She hasn't been broke enough yet. That's what they're talking about today. We got to make her broke. Deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Mr. Roberson, listen carefully. I'm going to tell you something. The whole case was opened up over a violation of human rights of women and children. And that's how I'm able to quote you. And you're not getting it, bitch. Are you stupid too? You're not getting it. You better start getting it. Because Princess Cuckoo Bird can't. I don't know what the hell's wrong with the rest of you. But you got a guy with diagnosed delusion. He can't get it right to save his life. Impaired cognitive reasoning. When you touch a hot stove, you're gonna get burned. When you do the crime to me, every fucking day for 7 years, David, you guys get caught. Calvin. You're just not all there either. Okay, so sure as shit, Brandon is the manager of Flying J. Sure as shit, that's exactly where they took my car from. It's not like they had that conversation. They knew it. They knew we knew it. They knew we had that information before. They knew that, and they did it anyway. It's so easy, it's not even fair. What day are they gonna arrest y'all? What day is that? There's clearly police getting this shit from you to me, right? and you have no definitive what. That's the thing. We can't speculate on who. Is it Judy? Somebody was asking today. Is it Judy? Is it is it Sand Springs Police? Is it Broken Arrow Police? Are they in the loop on crime and not doing anything about it? Huh? That's what the question this guy's asking. They needed her back at work so they could make a positive ID. We got it before, not after. We're talking about it before, not after. So you're not supposed to know or care where I work. That's stalking. Remember, I moved twice to not have to get all the way away from you, not have any contact with you, not have any conflict with you, not fighting, no fight, no war, nothing. So we also heard that you guys were all talking to each other, and you guys said we'll have Craig call her and tell her we're gonna have you come stay out here with us. So I'm gonna come get you and all your shit, and he comes and loads up all my shit, takes me to the Texas border, kicks me out, and says, "Don't ever come back to Oklahoma." You wanted my family to do that, Calvin, didn't you? I heard. You wanted my family to do that because I said I came to Oklahoma to get away from this nightmare, these monsters. Monsters, Mr. Perry. Not hot, sexy guy that everybody just can't keep their hands off. Monster, rejected, fail. And to be with my family. And because I said that, you were going to make them do that to me. And we got you recorded, Calvin. We got you recorded. Bald, fat Calvin. I've never met you or even been in the same room with you that I know of. So you got leaks because you're horrifying people, bald, fat Calvin, and Lucious, and Charles, and Dave. When you do the crime to me specifically, and only when you do the crime to me, what happens? You dumb fucks. Do you get a date? Do you get information? Definitive information? Does anybody want to help you? No. Do you get your cover up? I don't think that's what you have, but you're all delusional, so you may not know. It may take a doctor or a special education teacher to finger paint it for you so you can actually understand what's happening, because you seem like you don't know. And to repeat, everybody's got to repeat themselves for y'all. I'm going to say again the same fucking thing we've already said over and over and over and over. I've worked in a lot, I wasn't always a dancer. I had a medical business, and the way I met Mr. Perry is I ran campaigns. I helped him get elected. And here we are 9 years later, he still can't come up with a political issue. There's no emails. When I'm pissed off, you know it. I will tell you, I'm pissed. You'll know it. You won't have to guess. And you'll know who I'm pissed off, just how pissed off I am, and you'll know. And yet there's nothing anywhere in 13 years. Not one tweet, not one Facebook post, nothing on social media, no texts, no emails about any fucking thing at all. Because there's nothing there. He's hallucinating. I'm a Republican. Now, there's not one person on the planet that I agree with on everything. There's not. But how many political people have I been involved with and interacted with? My granddad was an elected official. Rick Perry aggravated the fuck out of me when he did that last minute abortion thing in 2013. And I told my friend Aurora, the way they have worded this, it's not going to pass the equal protection test in the Supreme Court. It's going to fail. So how much tax dollars are they spending to extend session to do a failed bill? They're doing a fail here, and they're spending a lot of money to do it. It's not going to pass the Supreme Court. And I was right. It did not. Okay, but that doesn't mean I don't like Rick Perry. He's not been accused of stalking me. I was one that really liked his idea about eliminating some cabinet positions and cabinets in the United States government that are a waste of money. I'm a very fiscally conservative person. I think that if he could identify 7 departments that could be eliminated, let's do it. Let's save taxpayers money. So he was a little hillbilly for the whole rest of the country, unfortunately. I wish he wasn't. I really felt like he had some good ideas. So just because I disagree with him on one thing doesn't mean I disagree with him on everything. That's not the case. But I'll tell you with this, because I was raised in the home of 4 generations of police. If you're a criminal and you're hurting people, I'm gonna kick your ass harder than anybody you know. And I have done that, Mr. Perry. You have not met anybody in your life that has worked harder and sacrificed more to end your crime and your reign of terror than me. And when you do the crime to me specifically, and only when you do the crime to me, what happens? Do you get a real life date? You don't. You'll never have anything love life wise beyond a TV show and a blow up doll. You never have, you never will. Because you are hideous. You're heinous. You're cruel. You're a monster. I don't go out with men unless they're normal and they are busy working and have something interesting to talk about, because I already know what I did all day. And they are kind, and they want to be a blessing to other people. They want to make a positive difference in other people's lives, and they make sure I don't miss a meal. So once you start down that other path of ruining and destroying and killing, now all of a sudden things are going to change. And if there's any way that I can help put a stop to that, I will. It just so happens that I was called in to work to help you get elected so they could stop your crime. But then when you turned and made me a victim, then the goal is, okay, let's use that. I'm very, very mentally strong. You guys talk about it all the time. We hear you. We've never had one with this much longevity. Right, Calvin? Right, Lucious? Don't y'all say that? Yeah, we heard you. We heard you on a police recording. What day are they going to arrest you and use that to get a conviction? Anyway, so, and you have nothing definitive. See, people, you guys, they were making fun of y'all. They're calling all over the place. Is it you? Is it you? And they're expecting to get the truth. Everybody says no, sure, and everybody's just telling you the truth. Nobody's going to tell you fuck. You're going to get lied to. Because everybody's sick of the crime and they want it stopped. Nobody's going to tell you shit. It's a need to know. They're not going to compromise the integrity of what they're doing for you. For some low-life, monster, pathetic abuser of women and children. Not going to happen. So, surely by now you can tell. So this guy's asking, is it Judy? Could it be Judy? Parker? Could it be Sand Springs PD? Could it be Broken Arrow PD? Who's leaking? Who are they leaking to? Right? Wasn't he asking that? Because you need something definitive. Isn't that the thing you're working on over the past couple of days? Is we've got to get something definitive. Who's leaking? Who are they leaking to? And how are they leaking? Charles, when you contact me, we get stuff like that because I fucking hate it. I don't want to hear from you. You're creeping me out. And so it seems to me that it's more important to you to just sit around and creep everybody out and give everybody the heebie-jeebies and bother and bother and pester and bother than even a cover-up. Even that which might benefit you. Because, when you're doing something, you got to consider everybody's point of view, right? Everybody's going to go at it with what's in it for me. But that didn't even work for you. Because a lot of times if you consider what the other person is wanting out of any given situation, then you can kind of negotiate something, or you can kind of work with that and come to a positive resolution so everybody's happy, a win-win. But you can't even do that with these people. They don't care. They'll ruin you, and they don't care what the consequences are. They don't care about consequences. We don't even know what to say to that. When they're all in jail, I'm gonna go ask them if they care. Do you care now? Is it cute now? Is it cute when I quote you? See, Perry doesn't care. All he cares about is, can I sit around and bother her today? How bad can I make her day? What problem can I cause? She's got to drop everything she's doing, fuck all the plans she made, and deal with it. That doesn't get you a date. Nobody's in love with you. It gets you told on, and you don't get that. You're stupid. Huntington's disease. So this guy was all frustrated because I didn't go to work. And then part of that's Mr. Perry's fault, I believe. I'm not going to get into that a whole lot right now, but he did make another problem, and my plans got all changed up. He does every day. It's very difficult for me to make plans because they'll do something to take up. I got to drop everything I'm doing and cause a problem. They cause a problem. And I got to fix everything. I got to go fix it. Mr. Perry, he just contacted me again, everybody, so duly note that for the record, so we'll get more. He just asked for it. I don't want to hear from him at all. Nothing. Creepy Chucky. Does that solve your problems doing that shit? Weird shit you do? Don't contact me. So I've already said how he contacts me. I'm not going to repeat myself. Because, write it down. So we got all this today. Mr. Perry types in my phone all the time. We're going to get you. We're going to take. We're going to get you. We're going to take. Constantly threatening me. It's, just trying to do something in your phone, homework, or text my attorney or text a friend, and it's typing that in it. I'm going to get you. Is it? And then asking me who the leaks are. Is it your kids? Is it your family? Is it Al? Is it Z? Is it Jim? Is it North Dakota Police? Is it NYPD? Is it LAPD? Same thing over and over and over every fucking day, all fucking day long. I'm not going to help you. No one's going to help you. We all want you gone. You need to listen to the words. Because I'm sick and tired of repeating myself. I've said the same thing over and over and over and over. I'm not told who your leaks are. I don't even care. We all just want you gone. Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. Nobody fucking invited you here, sir. You're in a position and a burden. Everybody wants gone. Everybody wants you gone. So, these guys can do this. This was before my false arrest. They got that to me in jail. You're a butt-in, Bertha. You're just a little butt-in. Just a little pathetic, always the one to be, never the one wanted. And Fabian made me hope. You would cause fear and sadness, and everybody's sick of that. Calvin. Everybody really hates you, Calvin. You're mean. You're a mean motherfucker. You're one of the biggest monsters of all that everybody wants gone. Okay? So when we quote you, you asked for it. All the stuff that we got before. Take her taillight out and have her pulled over. Take her taillight and have her pulled over. And here's Lucky. Got sick of having to pull her over. I got other shit to do. I got real crime. The crime is calling a cop and asking him to pull me over. That's a crime, Mr. Perry. Abuse of power, collusion, corruption. Everybody's sick of that. So we find out before, not after. Duh. Mr. Powell demanding my whereabouts. Calvin, we got Calvin's name after we can't get her kicked out by taking her money like we do to all these victims, all these women that we're trafficking. Because it's the COVID moratorium, so we'll have to do it on smoking. This is dated February 9th. A few days later, on the 15th, she did try to do it. Then we got your name, Calvin, Blankenship, and Desiree. How many times I got to repeat myself? We got one of our victims in Oklahoma. We need to get her back to Texas so we can do more to hurt her and subjugate. This is not Noah's Ark. This is not Iraq. What opened this to begin with was deprivation of human rights. Basic human rights and needs of kids and women. And you don't have the right to do that. So we get more, and all this will be used to convict you. And the more we get, the more Perry contacts me, the more law shall cost, the more we get. And the more we get, the more your attorneys have to pay to read all that. You got to pay your attorneys to read it all. And then again in your criminal trial. And the easier it will be to get a conviction and a whole lot of restitution. So, this is about Michael. Michael didn't do it. Michael Neely. He was drugged. That was in March. May, a couple months later. Sure as shit he was. His attorney said that the video will exonerate my client because he doesn't have a mark on him. You can't beat somebody's head back and forth so hard. Their head comes off their body and they die of internal decapitation and not have a whole lot of injuries on both hands. He's got a red swollen right hand. It is red and swollen because it's got an IV needle in it. It'd be a lot. His hands would look like Chief Miller's face if he did that. So you attempted to kill him. You've attempted to kill a police officer in Oklahoma. And you're getting your ass kicked right now by cops from somewhere else. You're going to go around and bully cops in Oklahoma to do your, be your bitch? It's fine. But now you got cops from somewhere else giving an assist. Just so you know. That's what the arrest report says. No injury but a red swollen right hand. Ivy did that, dumbass. This is, Judge Kirkendall. I need you to leave her alone for a little bit, because it looks to me like you're provoking. You're causing her loss or problems and bothering her, and you're getting caught. Okay, so what you're doing is the crime here, not what she's doing. She's talking about it. She's pissed about it. I would be too. Anybody would be. She's reacting normally to a very abnormal situation. You're committing the crime, not her. And I got to rule out entrapment. So leave her the fuck alone for a little bit. She didn't say fuck, I'm paraphrasing. But, what about Parker? What about Judge Parker? Why'd you switch judges? You switched judges because Kirkendall just wouldn't do what you wanted? You go before a court, you better fucking tell the truth, sir. So, you got civil cases you're going to have to deal with in your criminal case, just so you know. Because you did something illegal. Okay, so there's all this that we got beforehand, not after. So that's where we apply the approximate cause, the causation, the but for you doing X act that's illegal to me, then there wouldn't be any talk about it. And you want everybody, oh, please don't talk about my crime. Please don't talk about my crime. Oh, my crime's caught. Where's my mommy? Where's my mommy? Do you guys all feel pretty in those dresses you wear? Do you have matching dresses? I mean, you're picking on women. Jesus. If you want to feel tough, go pick on a biker in a biker bar. Don't pick on women and kids. Calvin, bald, fat Calvin. You're the worst. I'll tell you what. You are something. Always going at my car, aren't you? Trying to ruin my car. Trying to vandalize my car. Trying to take my car. You think if I'm broke enough, I'll leave the state and nobody will catch your crime. Well, every time you do something to me, though, you get caught. And only when you do something to me. You're just not all there, are you, Calvin? When you touch a hot stove, you get burned. Your hand's about off. It's about fall off, Calvin. You just, get a grip on reality. You got Alzheimer's or something, too? All right, so there's all that. I mean, it's just been busy. Constantly. You're trafficking women. We got a whole thing here on it. That's very illegal to do that. This is not Iraq. This is not, slavery ended the Civil War, Calvin. What'd you do? Get an F in school? Did you even graduate high school? Okay, there's this. Very detailed, very specific information. We don't get vague information. This is all very detailed, very specific. See, we have a witness. You've already substantiated our witness, Princess Cuckoo Bird. When you contact me, I fucking hate it. It's creepy. You're fucking creepy. So we get more. You don't get a date. Nobody's in love with you. You get told on. It's been that way for a decade, 13 years. This stuff hasn't gone on for a day or a week or a month or even a year. It's gone on for a decade, every day, all day long. David. Okay, so we get all this very specific, detailed information. This is, look at all this. Dates and times sure do matter, David. That's my car guy. Saying verbatim what you told him to say about oil viscosity. Yep. And you're not supposed to get private information from my car guy, are you? I mean, we're just at a loss as to who is this stupid to keep going at it when you get caught. What does that say? Poke and peep. Yep. See, all of these are quotes from y'all. It's the subject line of emails where I quoted in great detail, very specifically what you just said, that expressed malicious aforethought, criminal intent, deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce, interference with commerce, with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts with intent to coerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. Contacting me against my will and with intent to coerce. What problem does it solve for you to act like that, Charles? And yet you just can't stop yourself, can you? All of that. All of that. Is she gonna hunker down because we're trying to take her car away from her? Yep. I mean, we've got this from forever. See, dates and times. You're contacting me again, Mr. Perry, against my will. I asked you to shut up and leave me alone. I don't care what you think, whack job. Didn't ask you, did I? What did I ask you to do? Get the fuck out of my life and don't contact me again. Until you do that, no one's going to help you with anything. Don't even ask. Look at all this. Look at all that. Yep. We already know. We've already said it. We already know. Mr. Perry, you don't know shit. He's typing in my other phone. We know who it is. No, you don't. I would know if you knew. You have no fucking idea. You can't even tell. When you contact me, we get more. When you contact me, we get more. We find out more. When you contact me, Mr. Perry, I fucking hate it. It's creepy. We find out more about your crime. When you contact me, Mr. Perry, we start quoting you more because I fucking hate it. It's nasty. You're gross. You disgust me. You're repulsive. When you contact me at all and invade my privacy, we find out more. How many times do I need to repeat myself, sir, for you to put it together in your head? When you contact me, that's the cause. The effect is we find out more because you're pissing me off. I don't want to hear it. I want you out of my life. Get out. You sick son of a bitch. So he's just contacted me about 5 times during this podcast where he types in my other phone. He's fucking creepy. He creeps me out. Is everybody clear? Mr. Perry gives me the heebie-jeebies. He's not hot. He's not sexy. He fails at being anything attractive to women at all. Fails. Big fat failure. He's repulsive. He's creepy. He's disgusting. And he's a turnoff. Fat, lazy turnoff. Can't get a date to save his life. Abandoned Jacqueline. You promised forever to Jacqueline, your wife. You have lied to her and abandoned her to come over here and bother me. I don't like you. I'll never like you. The more you contact me and I ask you to stop it, the less I like you. I already don't like you. I don't care what you think. I don't give a fuck. What I'd like you to do is shut up and get out of my life. Go be normal. Okay? Go bother your own family. And stay the fuck away from me and mine. You are never invited here. Never. You're an imposition and a burden that we can get this kind of information because everybody wants you gone. Understand the words. And stop making me have to repeat myself. My God, all of you.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Repeat. Can't understand a fucking thing she says. And then he talks about her clothes. Neil, nobody fucking asked you what you think about her clothes. What she said is, leave me alone. Can you not understand what people say? Crazy Neil. And then he also tells her the same thing, Mr. Perry. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna get you. Can you imagine being subjected to that all the time? Being subjected to this bullshit all the time? 24/7 for a decade? If I didn't know the end result was going to be the relieving of suffering caused by their crime for a lot of people, we can make the hurt go away for them. Oh my God. I'd lose it. But I know there's an end result. Our guys are going to put you in jail. And there's a whole lot of people that will finally be happy again. So we don't have problems getting information. You do. You can't name one of my guys, and I'm naming Calvin, Gipetto, Lucious, Sonjay, Blankenship, Desiree, Dickie, Richard, Lawrence, Kate, Beverly, Ruben, James. Name one of my guys. One. You can't. Quote one of their meetings. Your guy said when he pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. No, stupid doesn't know what those words mean. Because he just goes at it and goes at it and goes at it and bothers and bothers and bothers and bothers and pesters. And it's one problem after another. And everything's an ordeal and everything's a thing. Everything's a problem. And now we just haven't made her broke enough yet to coerce her into being trafficked. Yep, caught. Got caught. Sorry. That's how that works, dumb fuck.
Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I
No.
do.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No.
Oh, also, you know when I'm telling my friends, he's pulling up behind my house and watching me in my backyard. He's spying on me at restaurants. In 2011, hang on. See, this is before I could have anticipated. 5 years later, he was going to go into court and say there's a political vendetta. I couldn't have anticipated it. And I'm talking about not politics. He's coming into my backyard. And I'm telling his guy, I didn't hurt your client with this. I didn't go to the media with this, you dumb fuck. I went to you with it, and you threatened to ruin my business. When I first started telling his campaign people, your guy is out, you getting weirdo. That's what this is about. Not politics. Not political here. Talked about. My friend Cheryl saw something I didn't see. Perry's sending his secretary and his staffer to sit right next to us. A whole restaurant's full of she could sit anywhere in the restaurant. Every time we went to Carino's and every Wednesday, she had to sit right next to us. And that was getting weird. So one night I looked at her and she was like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, let's go to Starbucks. So we went to Starbucks and we were all like, the fuck is that? And I'm getting stalked. And I think Perry has hacked my phone because he's got showing up where I am, or got his people coming in where I am. I mean, I'm going to do some checking, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. He hacked my phone. He paid a bill for me, and he paid the wrong one. And I guess the other day tried to change Facebook passwords because I got a notice, and I was asleep. So his daughter show up at the roof. I'd go to the roof. I would talk to somebody about, he had his daughter stalking me. I'd go to the roof on like Friday. It's like a dance club in Lubbock, across the state from across the street from Jones Stadium. And I'd text a friend and go like, I had fun. You want to go Saturday night? And Saturday night would come, and she'd be on Sunday morning's pictures from the night before on the roof's Facebook. Jordan. Both times that happened. Both times we canceled at the last minute, and she'd go. And the next morning, at Sunday morning, end up on the roof's Facebook page. We'd be like, oh my God, what a weirdo. It doesn't get any more pathetic when you have your daughter stalk a woman who is not your wife. And that's not what you do to pass a law in Texas, sir. Mr. Perry, our shrink is like, Mr. Perry is unable to identify his legislative duties. He's unable to identify what state he lives in. He's unable to identify what activities constitute a relationship or a date. He's unable to identify what constitutes a relationship, whether it be personal, business, or romantic. He can't do it. And she's like, I think he's got an aging degenerative disease. She said that 2 or 3 years before we found out he's got Huntington's disease. She's very good at what she does.
I want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
Horrifying and terrorizing, so we can get information and you can't.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore. I don't. This make you feel?
I'm gonna bother your family with this. And I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. I feel. I want. What about what Jackie wants? What about how she feels about all this? You promised her forever, you little bitch. Fuck you.
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
bring
Is that
the
a
whole fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
Jeff guy's been
This
raping you.
make you feel?
Leave me alone!
Jeff guy's been raping you since
Leave
you
me
were 12 years
alone!
old.
Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Jeff guy's been raping you since
Please don't.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave
You
me
can
alone.
do all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave
You
me
can do
alone.
all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
All right, so when you want to date with somebody, you kind of try to be what they like. You try to do what they like. And I've told Mr. Perry, I don't go out with men who invade my privacy. I don't do it. You're a turnoff. I don't go out with men unless they make sure I don't miss a meal. Certainly starvation and deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff he does all day long. Him and Calvin. Bald, fat Calvin. You don't have a real love life either, do you? Your mommy humiliate you, Calvin, and you're going to take it out on all the rest of the women in the world. What makes you feel like you're entitled to do that? When I'm quoting you, do you understand that that might mean you're not? The rest of the world doesn't see it that way. You live in a civilized society. We do not tolerate that, and this is not Noah's Ark. We can't get her to mind us. This isn't Noah's Ark. It's not Iraq. It is illegal to traffic. Slavery ended at the Civil War. Did you not go to high school? I mean, you guys look dumb as fuck. You do the same thing and you get the same results, and then you complain about it. So I'm telling Mr. Perry, here's the thing. If you want to attract a girl like me, here's what you got to do. And he does opposite. And our shrink is like, if she hates it, he does it more. If it's something disgusting to her, he'll do it more. If it's something that'll hurt her, he'll do it more. And that's not normal. That's sadism. He's a sadist. He enjoys causing people hurt more than he wants to cover up. Because every time he does it to Cynthia, he gets caught. Here's the thing. You guys get all these people to try to help you fuck with me. And you know what? A lot of people don't want to be associated with weirdos. I used to hear it all the time. You'd send those guys into my work to get a lap dance. And they would go, they wanted me to say blah, blah, blah. It is fucking weirdo. I'm not saying that. This one guy goes, aren't you the one Senator Wackadoo is trying to mess with? And I goes, yeah. And he started laughing. He goes, you know, the cops out in Sapulpa want to give you an aptitude test and put you to work. And I was like, what? And he goes, yep. You're making an impact out there. It's not what Perry wanted. Let's go get a lap dance. I'm going to make sure you have fun tonight. Let's go get a lap dance. Let's go do something fun. Let's have it, you've been through shit. And that was a long time ago. It's been a lot worse since then. So when we get information, David, Calvin, Lucious, Charles, it's because you're pissing people off. You're not getting cooperation. You're getting told on. People don't want to be associated with a bunch of weirdos and cruel and mean. They don't like it. People don't like monsters, and you're monsters, all of you. So when you sit around and talk about what you're going to do to me next, and it's always something every day, everything's a thing, and everything's an ordeal, and I got to take up my time and my money, and I got to drop everything I'm doing, and you get caught, you asked for that. Because when you do it to me specifically, and only when you do it to me, that's what happens, and it's always what happens. And by now, you ought to know that. And everybody's getting sick of repeats with y'all. Sick of it. So don't complain, Calvin, when I quote you. You asked for it. Lucious, Charles, and David. I guess Powell was given a ringer or something the other day, and somebody said, how many people did you go around telling I made the worst mistake of my career? She torpedoed my case. It didn't occur to me she might be telling the truth. And he was asked, and at what point did you realize she was telling the truth? Okay, and you did nothing to make it right with her. Nothing. And you think people are going to respect you? After you told them you knew you did her dirty, and you're still doing her dirty 9 years later. So don't expect people to respect you. Right? Is that something along those lines? This was a couple days ago. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I do know he was asked, and at what point did you come to know that she was telling the truth? And you just did nothing. You've continued to make it worse for her. You've continued to let this go on right in your backyard. And I can tell you, you're not respected. People in Lubbock, I guess you were looking for leaks thinking some of them might be in Lubbock. And I'm not going to say who the leaks are. I don't know. But I can tell you the chances. The McNamara email did come from somebody out of Lubbock. I'm not told who. But it horrified another individual when Mr. Perry went around telling everybody what he was going to do to me. He likes telling people what he can do and get away with. So does David. Blah, blah, blah. I can do this and get away with it. I can do this and get away with it. So there you go. Sometimes they tell on themselves. Anyways, I guess somebody was looking. They're right now trying to figure out who's leaking and who they're leaking to. Definitively. That's the big thing right now. 6 years in a strip club, not one slip up. They had all that time to get me to slip up. Anyways, we all want them gone, so nobody's going to slip up. Nobody's slipping up. We don't have leaks. Because everybody wants y'all gone. That's a big motivating factor. When the more we get, then they'll be gone, and then you can finally have peace and your privacy, and you won't be bullied and harassed and threatened, and have your loved ones threatened with. You think I've known my cousins since I'm born. My cousins, my aunts, my uncles have known me since I'm born. And people in general, if you watch the news and there's human suffering, everybody comes to help with the Hurricane Katrinas and the 9/11s and the tragedies, the Boston bombing and all that, and the Oklahoma City bombing. Everybody stepped up to help. What can I do to help? Relieve suffering. And McVeigh's not the hero. Bin Laden's not the hero. Saddam Hussein wasn't the hero. The people causing the terror are not. Everybody's glad when they're gone. So why do you think it's different for you? So you go to my family and you start threatening them with the EPA or the IRS or blah, whatever it is you threaten with them with on any given day, if they hurt me or they don't help when you hurt me. And other people in my life, for you to have any reasonable expectation that you're going to get away with this time, you're off your nut. You're off your nut, because I have help that has a lot of power. A lot of power. That goes for the Neelys too. The Neelys and the Millers. What you've done to Michael is unbelievable. Cop family is not tolerating it. Just in case you missed that. You're not tolerating it. Why would they? I'm getting caught in my crime. We could do a tissue. Right, Sonjay the hacker? Right, Gipetto the witch? Who the fuck hires a witch? We got to cast spells on her and make her change her mind. And he's all, it's not working. I think she has sage or a Bible, sir. Or a Bible. If it's that kind of war, Satan against God, you're not going to win that one. Read the book. You got to know that. You don't see people lining up to join the Church of Satan, do you? No, because it's weirdo. Y'all are weirdo. Nobody wants to be associated with weirdos. So you don't have a bunch of people running to join the Church of Satan. You got Joel Osteen, they can't keep people away from Joel Osteen, though. Yeah, okay. Weirdo. So don't expect people to get all excited about helping you. They don't want to be associated with weirdos. So we can get information and you can't.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.